In a gaming landscape saturated with familiar formulas, a game called Arc Raiders dares to offer something different. A gritty, high-stakes PvEvP extraction shooter set against the backdrop of retro-futuristic collapse. Originally, it was revealed by Embark Studios with a co-op focus, and the game has undergone a bold transformation, emerging as a genre-blending survival experience that fuses scavenging, tactical combat, and world-building lore. And now, with Tech Test 2, the developers invite players back into the fray for what may be the most refined and ambitious iteration of Arc Raiders yet. But before we get into that, what is Arc Raiders? For newcomers, Arc Raiders takes place in a dystopian future where remnants of a rogue automated threat known as Arc still roam the landscape. You step foot into the boots of a raider, one of many survivors scavenging the shattered ruins of a once hopeful world. The core loop is built on a high-risk, high-reward system. You venture into dangerous zones, collect valuable Arc technology and resources, fight off rival players and aggressive AI, and then extract alive, or lose everything. This mix of PvE and PvP elements is what makes Arc Raiders stand out. Every run is a gamble. Every encounter has stakes. You're not just surviving the environment, you're surviving other survivors too. This April 30th to May 4th, we have the Tech Test 2 coming. But apparently Tech Test 2 is more than just a stress test. It is a focused development phase aimed at refining the core gameplay pillars of Arc Raiders through community involvement. And the developers at Embark Studios are treating this test as a vital step in shaping the future of the game, using player feedback to evaluate and fine-tune various aspects like combat pacing, progression, world structure, loot balance, and enemy behavior. The intention is to polish the player experience, improve systemic balance, and explore how well the game functions as a long-term live service title. This test serves as a feedback loop where players are not just testers, they are co-creators. And so when you are exploring the surface, the wilderness of the surface is where the action happens. You can go in solo or play in groups of up to 3, and you recover materials from caches all over the map, hunt Arc, or try to make it out through an extraction point before another raider comes for your loot. And so your loadout consists of your guns, your gadgets, your armor, ammunition, and melee raider tool. Ammunition is a limited resource and is specific to the gun type, so you have to bring the correct ammunition for the gun, so keep that in mind. You can also deploy with a free loadout, and the gear in the loadout will be inferior, but it is a good option when you don't want to risk the best stuff on the field. And keep in mind, you do have a safe pocket, so you always can bring one thing back with you, even if you're downed. So, talking about Arc, the AI in the game, as a raider, your biggest common enemy is Arc, and they're the deadly machines that rain from the sky and pillage the surface of the Rust Belt. And some Arcs are small and unassuming, roaming robots, feisty ticks, and some of them are multi-legged behemoths that tower over the earth. So each Arc has its own strengths, weaknesses, and attack style that requires a different strategy to defeat. And Arc can be armored or unarmored. Armored Arc can only be taken down with heavy ammunition. And on the surface that you're fighting these Arc and other raiders on, it's vibrant, teeming with life and wonder, but the splendor of it can be enchanting. It is very lethal. Always be on your guard. There's going to be 3 maps that we know of from before, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that I can't really say NDA, but there's a few maps. One, Dam Battlegrounds. The Alcantara power plant, or the Dam, once served as a crucial raider stronghold during the bitter closing battles of the first wave. Even now, these toxic, waterlogged lands remain a hotspot for Arc skirmishes. Then there's also the Buried City. So amidst the sand dunes in this arid wasteland, the Buried City is a remnant of the old world. Quite unlike the cold steel spires of the Exodus age. Walk these narrow streets and empty plazas, and know that people once lived here. Acera Spaceport, a majestic testament to humanity's past ambitions. Acera Spaceport is where the Exodus shuttles, vessels of hope and desperation, once roared into the heavens, leaving a beleaguered Earth behind. Me saying that, you probably have no idea what any of that means. It's okay. The lore of the game is very deep, so once you get into the game and you start playing it, you'll probably have a much better time with it as well. There are, of course, going to be vendors that you will be trading with, grabbing quests from, leveling up with them as well. If you've ever played any extraction shooter like Tarkov or the Psycho Frontier, you know how this system works. There are specific faction vendors that you talk to, you do their quests, rank up with them, and unlock better gear that you can purchase from them. It's straightforward and simple. This game is kind of the same. So for example, there's Tianwei, who is the gunsmith, Apollo, who sells grenades, Shani, who is in terms of zip lines and snap hooks, which is part of the movement in this game, which is kind of nice, and Lance, who runs the medical clinic. So those are some of the vendors that you can meet in the game to be able to buy and sell goods, and also quests. In the game as well, you will also have something called a raider den, where you can set up a house, make crafting stations, and you'll also have a pet rooster, a chicken that gathers materials for you passively. So you're constantly progressing in the game. Even if you die a lot, you'll still be progressing, or your chicken will be progressing for you. So that's good. And the progression of the game is not only your gear. So there's a little bit more of a permanent progression. I don't know if they do wipes yet, but we'll find out later on. But you gain experience for your raider, and they have a skill tree in the game with 3 specializations: conditioning, survival, and mobility. So you allocate points between the branches at your discretion to create your own build. And those skill trees will get more information once the game launches for you guys, so be on the lookout. And so now a lot of people would be wondering about battle passes in the game at this point probably. So I'm going to mention it. So they have information that they provided for us, where there's a thing called the black market. So traders have a decent supply, but the most unique goods can be purchased in the seedy underbelly of Speranza, the black markets. So access to these markets comes through battle passes. And battle passes can be purchased for raider tokens that you get by playing the game and leveling up. Amazing. They're going with the Helldivers 2 route. And so once you've acquired a battle pass, you can buy items inside of it with cred. And that you get that from doing the daily challenges, and there are specific missions that reset every 24 hours, and you do those daily challenges to get the cred to buy the things in the battle pass that you use with raider tokens to buy the battle pass. So it's confusing, but it's okay. And so in Tech Test 2, there are going to be 3 battle passes to choose from. There's the shuttered storefront, the back alley market, and the secluded courtyard. How they're going to work, we will find out come playtest time. So one final thing to note, the game will have squad and proximity voice, so you can actually talk to people in game, which is going to be really nice. You can play solo, duo, or trio, and you'll be able to invite 2 friends to explore the game with you if you get into the playtest. And on screen, I'm going to put up the recommended PC specs for you as well. Check it out for yourself. This is actually one of the extraction shooters I've been looking forward to, and I'm really looking forward to this game. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!